Keep it going for Christopher Rivas. Christopher Rivas. Hello. What's up, y'all? So, I always wanted to be a better artist. Until this day, that's all I want. I want to be the best artist I can be. I think a lot of y'all in this room can probably agree with that, right? Like, it's art, art, art. And so when I was a kid and I found out about the 27 Club, y'all know the 27 Club? Like Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison, Freaky Ta. I know half of you are like, who's Freaky Ta? Freaky Ta was in a hip-hop group called the Lost Boys that y'all should definitely check out. But it's them and about 50 other artists, pioneers, who made great things, and then they went out in a blaze of glory at 27. And when I found out about this, I was like, that's what I want. Right? Like, it's as simple as that. I was like, it's super egotistical because I was like, I think I'm that good. Right? I think I can do that. And so that's kind of what I focused everything on, was like going out at 27, because if going out at 27 means I made something amazing and I was remembered, then I was like, solid, I'm in. And so when I was 21 years old and I got into this fancy art school, because I took time off after high school, don't judge me, I decided that I had 6 years left to step my game up because I hadn't made or done shit. And what I needed was drugs. A lot of drugs, because drugs and art have a very long history together, and mainly psychedelics. And so it was around hour 14 of my first acid trip where I was like, yo, this is something I'm really into. And me and my group of homies just spent 2 hours trying to cross the street to get to the grocery store. And we're in the cereal aisle, and y'all, the cereal aisle on acid is kind of like climbing Everest without feet. Or hands and a blindfold. I mean, like, it's incredibly challenging, but well worth the effort. You're just like swimming in options. And out of the corner of my eye, I see my boss. And he sees me, and it's clear, like, the next thing we need to do is have a conversation. And my boys are like, yo, man, you good? And I was like, chill, I'm good. Y'all get the cereal. I'll meet you outside. I got this. And so I walk over to him, and he's like, hey, Chris, how you doing, man? You live around here? And I'm like, yo, Mike, as a matter of fact, I do live around here. Check. And he's like, what are you up to this weekend? And I'm like, cereal. Me and my boys were just getting cereal, because cereal's delicious. And as I'm like ranting about cereal, he's like, what's on your face? And now I have no idea what he's talking about. These are the most words that I have spoken in 14 hours, and I'm like, and so I creep up and I'm like, and I feel this thing and I peel it off, and I have a very large Alice in Wonderland Cheshire Cat sticker on my face. And I look at the sticker, and I look at him, and I look at the sticker, and I'm like, yo, man, that's just a sticker. And I put it right back on my face. And he's just kind of like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll see you later, Chris. And I'm like, I just nailed that interaction. So we get back to the house. We have 7 different options of cereal. And my very smart friend says, you know what? We don't need a cereal. What we need is to chew on pills of ecstasy. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yo, man, you can't learn shit while you're sleeping. And I was like, that's genius. So we chew on these pills of ecstasy, which is like chewing on aluminum foil. It's all for the art. Don't forget this. And our day progresses, and then we try to like make pancakes, but our arms end up in the batter because it's soft and mushy. And I get really sad that like we all bring home a tree's blood in the form of maple syrup in a bottle. And I listened to the entire Lauryn Hill Unplugged album in the shower. I love that Lauryn Hill gets the best applause. Like, woo! The entire Lauryn Hill Unplugged album in the shower, crying. Like, I cried for an hour and 26 minutes and 37 seconds, just weeping, moistness. And then at this point, you think I'd be the best artist I can be, but no, yo, we were just getting started. I mean, like, what turned into tabs ended up being vials, and vials on drops of sweet tarts, and then drops under our tongues, and then drops into the soft tissues of our eyes. And I am completely out of touch with reality, and I'm not making any art, and I'm not being a better artist. As a matter of fact, I don't look good, I don't feel good, and I keep lying to my parents who can't afford anything for more money, for more drugs. And finally, we get pulled into the office, And the entire faculty says, yo, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to get your shit together or you gotta go. Now this goes against everything being an artist meant to me, right? Like go big or go home, except now going big meant actually going home, and going home meant facing my parents and telling them, do you remember that day I sat here and I cried and I begged you to be a co-signer on this loan that I know you can't afford so that I could study art? Yeah, you were right, it was a mistake. And then I have to tell them, that's right, you can't be an artist. That was foolish. It's a pipe dream. 9 to 5 is the way for me. And I just couldn't have that. You see, the thing about the 27 Club is that all those motherfuckers are dead. And I didn't want to die. I wanted to be alive, right? Like, that's my art. I'm not tortured. I'm happy. I'm a kid from fucking Queens, and my job is to be here so I can go to the biggest marches in world history and write about that shit and experience it and live it and love it. And so, when I passed 27 and I wasn't dead, I found a new club. It's mainly related to German artists like Brecht and Beethoven and Bach and Goethe, and they all had 9 great works. 9 great works. It was the works that killed them and not the age. So Goethe didn't die of age at 87, but he died of the completion of Faust, right? Not age, but work. And so now I ask, what's my 9? If I think about it, I probably have like 2, maybe 3. You ask my mom, I have 5. So what's my 9? Maybe there's hope for me to be a great artist yet.